Hello, everyone, and welcome back to My Startup Playbook Podcast, the show where we cut through noise and we help early founders and early entrepreneurs or anyone building anything from scratch. Now, in this episode, we'll be discussing an important topic that not a lot of people discuss it or mention about it. And it's an important thing to know as a founder or early entrepreneur before you start your business, which is how to execute ideas. Now, let's be honest, a lot of people have a lot of ideas, but not all of them know how to execute it properly. Now, if you don't know how to do that from the beginning, you'll end up burning out and you'll end up always stuck in the early stages. Before we continue to the rest of the episode, we'll start with our Startup Pulse segment, the latest highlighted news in the ecosystem in Malaysia and the region. Let's start with the Startup Pulse for this week. The first highlight we have is iFast Pay Malaysia. They received the approval from, approval in principle from BNM, Bank Negara Malaysia. They have the Class A license. So it's a good thing. It paves the way for enhanced multi currency e wallets and the prepaid cards and cross border payments. The second highlight we have is Untrudem Forum that happened in 21st of August. It was hosted in Cyberjaya. It brought together deep tech startups and regional VCs. It was organized by Untrud Capital Asia and Levanist. So the event features people from Porsa Malaysia, MTDC, and CC Innovation Singapore. They had also pitch sessions featuring Malaysian, UK, Vietnam, and Japan innovators. It's actually very rare occasions or chance to connect with global deep tech companies and investors and cross-border collaboration. So for the second highlight this week, we have Rico, Asia Pacific, and Microsoft. They partnered to roll out an AI-powered employee learning and upskilling program. So it's focusing on workplace transformation across the region, including Malaysia. So they have this is a part of a more broader AI strategy to equip the teams with future-ready skills. It's also a good opportunity if you are building L&D solutions. So that's it for Startup Pulse for this week. Let's go back to the rest of the episode. Welcome back to the episode. So let's talk about execution ideas. So the truth is, if you tell me about your startup idea, chances are 100 other people globally they start working on it. The difference is executing it constantly with focus. Now, if you look into companies like Grab, Shopee, and even some local companies like Carsum, they didn't really invent something completely new. What they did is they executed the thing better, smarter, and faster than their competitors. So VCs and investors, they don't really only back up great ideas, they back up great execution teams. Because the question is, it's not whether or not you have the next big idea. The question is whether or not you can execute it properly and constantly. Okay, welcome everyone to the second part of the episode, which is avoiding founders burnout. Now, a lot of founders they confuse execution by non-stop hustling. Non-stop hustling, like the long nights, like neglecting health, like not having the mental capacity to function, and all of that leads to burnout. And burnout is very real. And the irony is, you killing yourself for the one thing that you're trying to build, and that one thing is suffering because you're not 100% functioning. So what you need to do is to do smart execution. There's few pointers I will give you. It should help somehow in how to execute your idea. First thing is you need to prioritize. So you don't have to do everything. You just prioritize the most important thing and then the important thing and so on and so forth. Right. Second thing, what you need to do is the system. Always try to automate your system. And the ones or the things that you cannot automate, just delegate. but delegate as early as possible. The third thing is you need to build execution habits. By execution habits, I mean you need to build a system that will last you months and years, not only days. So, the third part of this episode is the practical framework. So, there's a framework I personally use, and I read that a lot of other founders use it. So, the first thing is they call it the one thing rule. So, that one thing rule is you focus on that main task, weekly task that will help your startup, or as they say, it will help your business to, or help move the needle for your business or for your startup. So that is execution focus. Second thing is the energy management. So it's not only about the time management, it's also about the energy management. So, for example, that main task that you have for that specific week, whenever you feel in your highest energy, execute that task. So that will help you be more focused and clear while you're executing that task. So the third part will be the weekly debriefs. So what you do is every end of the week, every Friday, take 30 minutes, go through the things that you did in the week, what worked, what didn't work, learn, adapt, and execute properly the next week. Okay, so to wrap up this episode, ideas are everywhere, execution is rare, but smart founders know it's not only about doing more, it's about doing what matters constantly without burning out. Now, your challenge for this week is to find the one thing that will move your startup forward, focus on it, and you are already 90% ahead of the people who are still stuck in idea land. Thank you for tuning in to our episode today. If you found this useful, don't forget to subscribe, comment, and share it with a founder who needs to hear this. You've been listening to My Startup Playbook. I'm Gamal Iriani. Keep learning, keep building, and stay in the game.